been back now in the UK for about 12 days, and today it's hit me. Feeling really overwhelmed, overstimulated, I think, because I've been around lots of people now for like 12 days, and I'm used to spending so much time on my own that I'm borderline panic attacking at the moment, which is not nice. I've had an extra dose of my CBD today to try and help me deal with it, but I've just spoken to my mum. It's quite handy that I'm in the same country as her at the moment. She's going to come over and help me sort out all the bits I need to get sorted, and probably just give me a hug while I have a little cry. I actually told Right, finally leaving Exeter this time. Up to meet a lady to drop off his bike up in Brinkworth. Yeah, my van's loaded up. I've sold my squat rack this morning to a lovely lad that I used to know from the gym. Just trying to offload some stuff. I really just want to get rid of all my belongings now. I feel a bit weighted down by owning things. But yeah, I've got about a 2-hour drive now up the motorway. Feeling a bit brighter after spending some time with my mum earlier, which was really nice. She's a very calming influence on me. Had some cathartic tears and feel a bit better now. That god awful noise is my surfboard, my foamy on the roof rack. And I've got no idea why it's making this noise. I've stopped and checked on it 3 times now because it's freaking me out. But it's terrified. Just hoping I can stop it at some point from making that noise, because I can't drive all the way down to bloody Morocco with that thing going. Bike dropped off to the lovely Nikki. What a lovely lady. At least I know it's going to a good home. Right. Now over to Roundway, where I'm staying again this evening. Good morning. I arrived in the dark last night. And because I haven't even got undressed, I've still got my clothes on. And because it was dark, the van was slightly on the wonk. So I parked with my head up this end. Anyway, it was freezing in the night, but it looks like it's going to be a nice day. Hello. I've waken up here. There's always so much air. Right, we're leaving in a minute to meet up with Jen and Nick before going to VanLife Eats. I'm just taking Puds for a quick toilet break and stretch her legs before we set off. You nutter. Right, we're off. It's blimmin' freezing. I've actually got the heating on in the van. Not the diesel heater, just the heating in the front. My thumb's gone numb. Oh, can't wait to be back in the sunshine. My nose is running. Oh. Right, we're in a 3-van convoy now. I think this is the first for me. With Jen and Nick. We're on our way now to the festival. And after being freezing this morning, I'm now absolutely boiling. 20 degrees. Bloody English weather. At least it's not raining. We're here at the festival. It's the day before it starts. So we've just got settled in. What's quite handy is I've parked up next to a blackberry bush. Sun shining today. Another nice day here. Porridge today. Booked onto a foraging class this morning. I've already done foraging since I got here, obviously had my blackberries, but yeah, I thought it'd be really interesting just to see what things are edible in the English hedgerows.
Straight, it was still very nettle, like a smell of it.
So it's the final day of VanLife Eats today, and it's bloody gorgeous. So put the solar shower up, try and get a good shower, because it's been a few days.
Enjoy your mead.
Thank you. Oh wow, that's lovely and warm. There's an insane smell coming from Nick and Jen's van. Let's have a look, Nick. Oh, needs smell-o-vision. Oh. I think I salivated enough that he's going to share some of it. Wow. Thanks, Nick.
What is it? Is it a particular?
Do you think she's singing? Does it matter? Oh, another lovely weekend hanging out with the little community. And the reason I've got a surfboard, even though I'm currently landlocked where I am, is because I'm now off to pick up my girls and we're off to North Devon for a few days. Let me do it. There. We booked into a little campsite called Southford Farm Camping and Glamping. It's a cute little place. That's the owner. I think he's called Chris. So we're just through this little gate. So sweet. And he's had a lot of people check out today, so it's not too busy. So he's given us like pole position. So we've got that really big pitch all the way down there. And it's lovely. Showers, toilets, £55 a night for 3 of us. And we've got 2 vehicles and a tent on our pitch. It's so much cheaper than anywhere else. And we've got pudding. We are kind of like, it's in South Molton, I think. And obviously the nearest, there's no like facilities within walking distance, which I think is probably what puts people off. But actually that's exactly what we needed. That's quite big.
So I got a rug. So you put the rug like this. Extra, but I love it.
I'm telling you, there's a lot of feminine energy here.
On the road, I've been away for far too long, but now I'm on my way back home. I hear the west winds calling out my name. They're telling me to head your way, down your road and past your gates. Keep your eyes on the horizon. I was looking to belong when I'd already found my home. Won't be long.
He's feeding the lambs, so we're going to go up with the little kids.
Oh,
Hello, mate. Oh, thank you. Eek! Oh my god! Oh!
Find out the way to suck us home.
Oh god! Don't just scream! Don't scream! They do it quite hard. Do they not realise there's loads in that trough down there? We've come to the beautiful Saunton Sands today because dogs can just roam free on the beach here. There's no seasonal restrictions. Not sure we're going to surf though.
I'm there before the setting sun, for you to fall into my arms, the place I call my home. I was looking to belong when I already found my home.
Alright girls, lemonade, oh my god, this is going to be interesting. Yeah, that's not done it. I don't know.
You can warm it up if you want, Mama. Going to light you on fire, marshmallow. My eyes, what's the point of these sunglasses? Do anything. To confirm this, with Lloyd's telling me I'm an overshot.
I've loved this little campsite. It's so cute. I mean, it's really quiet now because obviously the kids are about to go back to school, but it's about a 45-minute drive from the North Devon coastline, but we've managed to get in there each day and it's just so tranquil. It's like beautiful. And they've actually got, obviously we fed the sheep or big lambs the other day, but there's chickens here as well, and they're about to get a couple of really big pigs. So it's turning into a really lovely little small holding. Ugh, rain. Ew. Bloody rain. So I think more of us are starting to get more aware of what's going on in the world right now and how we're being pushed towards electric vehicles and things like that. So for a long time now, I've had that at the back of my mind, and one of the things that sticks in my mind is, you know, like in Mad Max where they're all fighting over the last bit of diesel. Well, I want to try and maintain some level of feeling of freedom, even if it is all just an illusion. Anyway, my point I'm making is that was in the front of my mind when I made the decision to buy this van, and I'm now on my way to meet an old friend of mine who was actually probably the primary factor in influencing me and getting this particular van, or this make and this model of van. I think I need to go right here. Yes. Yeah, so I'm excited to introduce you to him. Hi Fran.
Hiya.
So Fran is an engineering expert that knows all about running vehicles on veg oil. Puddin', she might be small, but she's mighty. Okay, so a lot of people have said to me that if you run on old chip fat oil, that you're going to drive along smelling like a chip van.
No, you don't as the driver smell it, or you certainly shouldn't.
But the outside do.
Yeah, so
is that true?
whoever's following you will smell something. They probably won't know straight away where it's come from. I find people generally get hungry before they realise
what it is that they're smelling.
Yeah, and it smells differently to whichever restaurant or pub you get your food from, your veg oil from.
Oh really?
Yeah, so if it's a fish and chips, it's going to have a different smell to maybe a Chinese or a pub.
Right, so what can I do with this then? Because at the moment, I know that we've put veg oil in it before. If it's mixed with diesel, it seems to be fine. That's right?
Yeah, it is fine. It's not recommended because over time it can take its toll on certain components. So it's better if you twin tank it.
Right, and what does that mean?
It means fitting a second fuel tank, which you generally use for diesel, a smaller secondary tank for diesel, so that you can start the car cold on diesel, warm it up, switch over to veg oil, which is in your main tank, drive for the day, for the trip, or whatever, until you come to the end of your journey, and if the engine's going to cool down, you switch back to diesel, so that when you come to start it, whether it's tomorrow, in a week or a month, it sits with diesel in the fuel system, ready to start cold when you next need it.
You can't just use it straight out of a chip pan, obviously. What do you have to do? It has to be filtered?
Yes, so you need to filter it, obviously.
Tell me.
This is where the magic happens. Yeah, this is the filtration system I designed and built myself. It actually came, I don't know if you want to hear this, but I actually built this. The Ministry of Defence got in touch with me once and they wanted some filter systems, some remote 12-volt fuel filter systems, so that they could use them out in the field for pillaging fuel from abandoned vehicles to fuel their vehicles. And what they were doing, they were sucking fuel out of abandoned vehicles. Of course, it was dirty or had water in it. It was contaminating their own vehicles and causing them to break down. So they contacted me and said, Fran, can you design something that we can just pull out of the back of the truck, connect it up, filter it into our vehicles without buggering them up? So I looked.
In what country?
Well, this is wherever they work. This was when they were probably still in Iraq or somewhere like that, out in the deserts, where they're doing long distances and they just can't freely get fuel. So they don't care where they get it from. But so so I designed these mobile fuel filter systems in Pelly cases that they could just pull out, connect up to a 12-volt battery, which would be their own vehicle, and filter it from whatever it is, a vehicle or tank, straight into their vehicles. And I had to do one for petrol, one for diesel. And that's where I just built this off the back of that. So, starts here. That's to catch the chips. That's just a Gorse filter.
The chips, as in like edible chips.
You might get food, you might get all sorts of rubbish. So that's to stop the big stuff. Then you've got a check valve here, which is a non-return valve. So when you pull it out, it doesn't leak everywhere, to try and keep this clean. Obviously it's not pristine, but it's as much clean as it would be. Then it comes to the first filter, which hasn't got it in at the moment, I'm afraid, but it's a stainless steel mesh filter, which is about 175 micron. And that is basically to protect the pump. So that again catches the bigger stuff. It's more fine than that. And what I found is, as I drive along, the vibrations shake all the dirt off the stainless steel and it settles at the bottom. So it's like a self-cleaning filter, which is quite handy. This is I don't know how you pronounce it, Poisi. It's Italian, 12-volt gear pump. Very expensive, but when you rely on it to fuel your vehicle, I wasn't going to compromise, and it has never let me down. It self-primes. You can run it dry, it self-primes. It will pump. I've pumped veg oil at -8 degrees before, which is really thick, and it can still pull it and push it through all these filters. Then you've got the first sediment filter, which is just a water sediment filter. So usually I have something like a 25 micron or 10 micron, then a 1 micron, which is still in here now, you can see. Then I've got a water block filter at the end. And then that's joined up to a 160 stainless steel fuel tank.
This is just for when you're actually travelling and you're on the road?
Yep. Well, it's the only way I can fuel this vehicle. So even during the summer, I still fuel it with veg oil through this way. But when I go travelling, I put in the filters.
Yeah. And where do you get your fuel from, just quickly, when you're travelling?
Pubs, restaurants.
It's going to smooth
Any
talk
food
the
establishments ask me why I want it, and then I tell them. And if they've not come across it before, they're usually fairly good at letting me have it,
because they're interested and find it quite fascinating.
Yeah, they find it quite intriguing. Quite often they want to come and have a look to see where I'm putting it and how I can run a vehicle on it, and they don't believe it, and then they see it, and then I suck up all the veg oil and drive away. Yeah. This is filtered veg oil, but it's no different to going to a pub. You get it in containers sometimes like this, and what you do, if you're picking it up on the side of the road, but if it's been settled for a while, you'll quite often see white stuff, heavy fats and water at the bottom.
Okay.
And then you're kind of, that's quite good. That means it's probably been settled. You won't be able to sit here.
Yeah.
But what you do is you just never put this all the way to the bottom.
Right.
So you just filter from the top until perhaps you start seeing it go murky, or you think you're getting close to a level of sediment. We'll give it a go.
Okay.
And you'll see that's got all air in there. It was self-primed. You'll hear it kick in. There it goes. That's it.
Oh my god. And that just goes into the fuel tank underneath?
Yep. That's probably 10 litres done.
Wow.
That's it. And that is it. And then you just hook it back up and drive off.
That's mad. See, this is how we deal with the Mad Max situation. So Fran was showing me some of the changes he'd made in the cab and the engine of his van that he travels in, which he generally goes around Europe each winter. This year he did about 4,500 miles and spent literally just £150 on a diesel. And he usually does about 3 to 4 months every winter and about 4 to 6 weeks in the summer. He was telling me that he's converted his first car, which was a Peugeot 306, which he paid about £250 for, and he did that about 17 years ago. And his main work truck, which runs 100% on vegetable oil, has been running like that for 20 years. My brain hurts. Anyway, the point is, see, if we get to the Mad Max, I know the right man.
Yeah, well, I've tried and tested it, it works.
He's got multiple vehicles that run like this.
I've got a my works truck is a Toyota Hilux, that's been on veg oil for over 20 years. And it's never let me down, it's never broken down, partly because it's a Toyota, but also because I converted it. Got a Mercedes W124, runs on veg oil. Peugeot 205 runs on veg oil. Peugeot 405 runs on veg oil. Audi A4.
But they all have to be of a certain age and a certain TDI-ishness, whatever that means.
Yeah,
you know.
older the better. Generally, because the old diesels they're much more mechanical, more
Less computerised.
very much so. None of my vehicles have computers apart from this one.
Right.
But it does go to show this is common rail and it has computers. And today, I shouldn't say it.
Touch wood, you'll touch my head.
It's never let me down. It's never let me down. It's on 150,000 miles. And yeah, it still pulls like a train. So it can be done.
How exciting. Do you convert for other people, Fran?
Yeah. I still do it. I think I was the last person in the UK to do it. Probably about 8 years ago. It's a dying trade. I'll always do it because all my vehicles are old enough that they'll last forever. And it saves me a small fortune, it's fun, and it's better for the environment.
So Fran, I've got to ask you, well, we're going to need to ask you to talk about it briefly. You've been to Antarctica.
Yeah.
What for?
Working for the British Antarctic Survey.
Doing what?
I was a operating mechanic for the Traverse team, so I was working out in the field, driving big tracked diesel vehicles, dragging logistics across the continent, depoting them in different places for, I don't know, could be research projects, could be fuel for another trip the following year, fuel for planes.
And how many times did you go out there?
I've been four
And
seasons.
And did you see the end of the earth? Was there a big ice wall?
I've been asked that a few times.
Of course you have.
Well, no, I haven't. I've flown planes over Antarctica, and I was allowed to fly the plane. We've never saw anything up there. We are allowed to roam free on skidoos around Antarctica. So,
if they're hiding it well.
Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks.